Hello everyone, welcome back to our videos on graphing. Part 2, how to actually graph your data. So I'm going to do a more in-depth video later on how to pick which graph you're doing. But in this video we're just going to basically do a line graph. Now line graphs show a trend. There's very obviously a relationship here, and I think our graph will show that. And the majority of graphs that we're going to do this year are going to be line graphs. There are going to be very few exceptions to that. So better safe than sorry. If you're not quite sure which type of graph to use, probably just do a line graph. Okay? So here we go. This should be pretty familiar. I'm assuming, hopefully, that you've done this in math before. It's really the same. It's graphing. This is a quadrant, right? This is quadrant 1. We just use a smaller amount of the XY axis graph than you would typically use in math. Okay, so let's start at the bottom. We're going to start at the bottom just because that's the lowest number. Okay, so we have 1 centimeter. Going to go ahead over to here. That's where we're starting, to 3.1. So we know this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and it's just a little bit over that, so we're going to go slightly over the line there. Okay, that's our first point. 2 centimeters, 6.3. Okay, go over to our 2 centimeters on our diameter. Go, our 6 is here. I'm going to follow that up, follow that over, and again, maybe a little closer to halfway there. Here we go. 3 centimeters. Come on over here to 9.4. Let's see. Remember, it's between our 8 and our 10. So that's that line, and then right about halfway. Then our 4 centimeters to 12.6, 12, a little bit over half, and 5 centimeters all the way up to 15.7. Huh. That looks suspiciously like a straight line now, doesn't it? And in order to make this a true line graph, we need to connect those dots. So in order to do that effectively, I probably should have thought of this ahead of time, you need a ruler, but you could also use a sheet of paper sometimes. Now, here's a key component that always gets debated. Do we connect it from the 0? And the answer is sometimes. For our purposes here, we didn't have one of these points at 0, did we? We could have. It makes sense if there's no diameter that there's no circumference, but we didn't actually have that in our data table, so we're not going to include it. Okay? Go ahead and connect your dots. And I would go dot by dot. Okay? Trying to do a pretty straight line there. And you know what? It's not going to be perfect unless you do it on a computer, which we will do later this year. But just do your best, okay? Oops. And if you mess up a little bit, whiteout's your best friend. And there we go. That looks like a pretty straight line. And that's how you graph your data, as my dogs are getting upset at each other. See you in the next one.